All right, gentlemen, today we're going to get a head start on solving systems of equations, but we're going to look only at word problems. The goal of this video is to get the steps down. If we have steps, we can follow that order, and most of the time it's going to lead us to getting that final answer correct. So I do want to see notes tomorrow in class, so I want to see all 5 steps written down, either in Notability or on notebook paper. I want those written down. Screenshots are not acceptable. I also want both problems that we're going to do in this video written down with every step. Our steps for solving are going to be to first label our unknown quantities. First, to find these, it's usually in the last sentence when they ask a question. What they're asking us to find is what we don't know. So we're going to label those as our unknown quantities. We're then going to find the total amounts in the equation, and we're going to put these on the right-hand side of the equal sign. Then we're going to attempt to write 2 equations. So again, a lot of guys will jump to trying to write the equations right away. We want to first label our unknowns, then find the totals, and the third step is to write the equations. Step 4 is just a general step to solve using any of the 3 methods we've talked about. And then your final answer is going to be written out. You don't want to leave it as an ordered pair because not everybody is going to choose to represent the same things as X and Y. So again, I would pause this and read it before I start, but first step is to label our unknowns. So we want to know what is the price of each type of ticket. So I'm going to let X equal the price of, let's go senior citizen ticket. I just wrote SC. And then let's let Y equal the price of 1 student ticket. So step 1 is label our unknowns. Step 2 is to find the total amounts. So in the problem, they give us a lot of numbers, but total amounts would be how much they made on those 2 nights. So the one night they made $102, and the other night they made 126. So our totals are always going to be on the right-hand side of our 2 equations. Now, how did they make $102? Well, they sold 5 student tickets and 4 senior citizen tickets that day. So if we do 4 senior citizens times the price, so if we do 4x times, or 4 times the price, plus 5 student tickets times the price of a student ticket, which we don't know, so we can let that be y. We have 4x plus 5y equals 102. Same concept for the second equation. They took in $126. They sold 7 senior citizen and 5 student again. So 7x plus 5y equals 126. That is our system. So now we're on step 4, which is solve. So I think the easiest way to do this is to solve using the elimination method. So I'm going to multiply everything in my first equation by -1 so that I get my y values to be opposites. I can now add these equations together and I get 3x, y's cancel, and I get 24. I can now solve that for x to get that x equals 8. And again, I'm not done. I now know the price of every senior citizen ticket is $8. So now I'm going to take my x equals 8 and I'm going to plug that into one of the originals. I happen to pick the first one, and I'm going to now solve this for y. So I get 32. Subtract 32 from both sides. I get 5y equals 70. Divide both sides by 5. And I get that y equals 14. This means that 14 is the price for 1 student ticket. So my final answer I want to write out. So let's write that it is $8, and that's per senior citizen. ticket, and it's $14 per student ticket. Again, the reason we want to write this out as the final answer is because not everybody is going to use X as their senior citizen ticket and Y as their student ticket price. So it's really important that at the very end, no matter how you did it, everybody's going to get the same answer as long as we label which one means what. So $8 for the senior citizen and 14 for the student. Next up here, it says the last sentence, how much did each roll of streamers cost? Well, we don't know that, so that can be our X. So price per roll of streamers. And then Y is going to be the other thing we don't know, which is a party hat. Okay, step 2 is to look for totals. So it told us that we spent $30. So one total is going to be $30. And the second total is going to be $11 on our second trip. How do we spend $30? Well, we brought 3 rolls of streamers, so 3X, plus 15 party hats, so 15Y, equals 30. And then when we went back, we bought 2 rolls of streamers, so 2X, and 4 party hats, so plus 4Y equals 11. This is now the system we want to solve. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to use elimination, and I'm going to get the X's to cancel. So if I multiply, well, 3 and 2 both go into 6, so let's get this first one to be 6X and get the second one to be negative 6X. So let me fit this in here. So we get 6X plus 30Y equals 60. And the second equation, negative 6X minus 12Y equals negative 33. I can now add these 2 equations together. My X's cancel. I get 18Y equals 27. I'm going to swing this to the next page. So we had 18Y equals 27. Divide both sides by 18. And we get Y equals 1.5. That means that each party hat is $1.50. We now want to find the price of our streamers. So I'm going to take the second equation, 2X plus 4Y equals 11. I'm going to solve that for X after I substitute 1.5 in. And now I'm solving this for X. And I get that X equals 2.5, which means each roll of streamers was 2.5. So again, final answer, you need to not write it as an ordered pair, but again, label what each of these numbers means. So streamers were $2.50 each, and party hats were $1.50 each. All right, so today in class, or tomorrow in class, we'll go a little bit further, try some more difficult problems. But again, I want you guys to get the process down, because when these problems get more and more difficult, and when we start throwing 3 variables in there, it makes it a little bit tougher to get the equations. So I think if we're always starting with labeling our unknowns, first of all, that's going to help us write the equation, and it's going to help us at the end know what each answer means. Then we're going to look for the grand total amounts. We're going to write 2 equations equaling those totals. Then we're going to solve using any method we want, substitution, elimination, or graphing, depending on what's easiest or what you think is the easiest. And then we're going to finish solving and write out the answers with labels. So here we wrote streamers were $2.50 each and party hats were $1.50 each.